Hello, Gordon Stylist Academy from Develop a Master Hair Designer's Mindset Module 2, Video 2 of our course. I'm so excited that you're here, and I'm so excited to pick up on what we talked about in the first call and in the first video. Today we're talking about showing up like you mean it. That is showing up in the salon like you mean it. And I think in this case, it is really important that we focus in on hair, makeup, clothes, and our presence. You know, Shakespeare said that apparel oft claim the man. And it was Mark Twain who said, clothes make the man. Naked people have very little effect on society or very little influence on society. So if you don't realize it yet, you are in the fashion business. The salons are part of the fashion business, and therefore clothes are really an important tool for you. Like how you dress is actually a tool, like your scissors and your comb. So the way you dress includes hair and clothes and makeup for ladies. Sometimes some guys wear makeup too. I think that's an important element, and you have to figure out what works there for you. It is my belief that clothes can actually change your physiology. That is, that not only is it about how people perceive you, but it's about how you perceive yourself, and it actually changes your internal, like who we are. So have you ever had this where you put on gym shoes and you feel more athletic, or you get dressed up in your best outfit and you feel more sophisticated? I would argue that you are more athletic when you put on your gym shoes, and you are more sophisticated when you put on a fancy outfit. In fact, there is some research to show that this is the case. Two Northwestern professors, Hajo Adam and Adam Galinsky from Northwestern University here in the Chicago area, did a study called the lab coat study. And what they found is that when people wore a lab coat, their mental acuity and their sustained attention went up in the same tests. So it's really interesting because when they did their study, what they said is the clothes we wear have power not only over others, but also over ourselves, said the scholars. And they wrote in the Journal of Experimental Social Psychology, while much research has looked at how our wardrobe influences the way we're perceived, their study examines its impact on our own thinking and behavior. They call this area of study enclothed cognition. And what's really interesting about this is it actually goes both ways. When the subjects of the study were told they were wearing a doctor's lab coat, their acuity and focus went up. When they were told they were wearing the coat of a house painter, their scores on the study actually went down. There's also another Air Force study where when people put on a flight suit of a fighter pilot, their eyesight increased. You know, pilots need to have 20/20 vision. So it really is, there is some real evidence here, which is really important. So it's important that we show up in the right clothes. Now, do you have a whole different viewpoint now on the reason for your salon's dress code? Possibly. There's a whole different element here. Certainly there's all that everybody's supposed to dress the same, and the store is supposed to look a certain way. But there's another reason here as well. Your presence is my second mission here. Do you ever show up to the salon or to anything in sort of like a downtrodden way or an angry way, or do you show up, really happy? René Descartes, the Frenchman, said, "Je pense donc je suis," which is I think, therefore I am. So the question is how can you think like a master stylist? How can you manifest this in yourself? So I don't know if any of you have read the studies by Amy Cuddy. Amy Cuddy is a famous Harvard professor who has an amazing TED Talk, which I'm going to ask you all to watch. But also, she's a best-selling author, and she is a psychology lecturer, and she gives an amazing talk, her own personal study. But what Amy says is that the way that you stand, if you take on the stance of, say, Wonder Woman, where you stand with power or you expand yourself, that actually that reduces your cortisol, that is the stress hormone, and it increases your testosterone, so you can become more powerful. So let me ask you a question. How does a master stylist that you know, how do they stand when they're doing consultations? What is their facial expressions like? What are the facial expressions of a master stylist? So what you want to do is you want to either mimic those master stylists if they're doing the right thing. Some people got there to master stylist anyway. Or choose a hair star that you know of and envision how they would do this. I'm sure you have in your mind's eye already how to stand when you're doing that consultation. And I would say that you would want to stand with poise and openness and confidence. So you are allowing that client to also feel very, very confident. So take a look at what Amy Cuddy has to say and try to implement that. So this module, what I'd like you to do is really focus in and add these topics to your visualizations that you're already doing. So the visualizations that you're already doing, add in seeing yourself dress a certain way, show up a certain way, talk a certain way, walk the way of a master hair designer. So you want to see yourself in that visualization in the salon doing these things. Second thing is I want you to go shopping. I want you to go shopping and go buy something that your budget will allow, maybe a pair of shoes, maybe a shirt, and buy like a master hair designer. So you can go buy a whole outfit if your budget will allow, but you need to go shopping, and that is one of your assignments for this week. Now the biggie. I want you to work and speak like a master hair designer. So you want to act as if, even now. So you want to act as if in the salon. And you know, what does that mean? That doesn't mean going in like a bull in a china shop. I think you'll get a lot of reaction, which is negative to that, but you want to change your own process. You know, master stylists are certainly leaders, but not all of them. In salons, a lot of leadership is a more relaxed style of leadership. It's more about knowing and confidence level. So you need to go in with that. People might say to you, what's different about you? I don't know. Whatever it is, there's something going on with you. Did you get a haircut? Did you buy a new outfit? Well, you did. You should have bought a new outfit at this point. So, and then also watch the video from Amy Cuddy. So in a future module, we will focus on how you can accelerate your learning. But for right now, that is the assignment for this week. So we'll talk to you on Sunday. Thank you.